we're introducing an event joker for our Pro and Pro Plus members. Every 10 races you earn an event joker that can be played from the event results screen to wipe the driver rank and safety rating impact of that particular race. The race will still count as an attempt in championships, so you can't farm them for a better result, but the ranking damage is removed. It's a way of giving you a little bit of insurance against the kinds of races we all hate to remember. A maximum of 3 jokers can be held at any one time and can only be used on single driver events. They're not applicable to team races.
Right, let's first start with the positives here. LMU has done a really good job. The developers of building the game, improving it, polishing it, and I think it's fantastic as a simulator, jumping online racing. The tracks are amazing. The netcode works really quite nicely. The quality of racing is generally really good. It's not perfect, but I think they've done a really good job in this game overall. It's amazing where they've actually managed to take it over the last few years. So I want to just put that out there to be clear, right? I actually really like what they've done with this for the most part. That said, this idea they have with the Joker card system and being able to remove your negative impact from races only with the paid subscription count, not for people with the game that they've just bought off Steam, is one of the dumbest game design ideas ever. for multiple reasons that we're going to go through here. Now, giving them the benefit of the doubt, you can understand why you might want to have some kind of system where if there's a massive technical issue or there's you're doing a race and there's someone completely wrecking everybody, you can understand why you might want something where it mitigates that kind of an issue, right? As a general feature. So that's not necessarily too bad. There's multiple ways you could approach that, so I can understand where the start of this Joker card idea could come from. However, that sort of thing needs to be addressed through the design of the ranking system, how it actually affects you when you have a particularly bad result that's a one-off result, or if you're affected by someone that's banned from the service, or just the general design of the rating and ranking system, and it needs to apply to everybody. That's the address of that. You do not fix those types of issues by having a system that if you pay money, you then get the ability to delete bad race results. This is terrible for so many reasons. So the first reason why it's terrible is you end up undermining the ranking system by having a system that lets you actively undermine the ranking system. Even if it was free and applied to everybody, what it does is it just undermines the ranking system. Do you know what? Sometimes you have bad races, sometimes you have good races. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Being able to have bad races affect things is what makes the good races better. It's what makes it compelling. It's what makes it exciting. It's that contrast and dynamics that make ranked racing work. Like, it's what makes the whole allure of having an EP and a skill rating. The fact that it's a reflection of what happened, not a reflection of what kind of did or didn't happen, but I kind of chose randomly to cancel some races and not other races. Right? So fundamentally, this Joker system undermines the biggest value of Le Mans Ultimate, which is it's a jump-in online racing game with a ranking system. The gameplay loop is getting that ranking up and the pros and cons that come with that. That is really the USP of LMU over just playing AMS2 or AC or other simulators offline. Other simulators that might have better features in general, but don't have the online jump-in multiplayer. So absolutely just terrible from a basic design standpoint. Where this gets even worse though is the fact that they haven't given this to everybody and seem to be using it as a way for people to, or a way to make people buy into the subscription service and the Pro and Pro Plus accounts. That makes it even worse, because it then means that if you haven't paid, you are negatively affected more than people that have paid. And to be honest, some people that they have still paid. Like, if you've not bought the subscription, but you've bought the game, the DLC, the content, you've actually paid for the content. You've bought it, right? So you are being unfairly discriminated against for not wanting to get drawn into a subscription service. How is that a good thing, right? And how would LMU have come up with this idea without thinking that this is going to look really bad and make them look like a terrible company? Like, LMU and Motorsport Games have done such a good job with LMU over the last few years to get away from the reputation of being a scummy company, and have built up a really good community. They built up a pretty good cult as well, let's be honest. It's getting towards iRacing levels where if people are critical of LMU, you'll get brigaded on the internet. That's the unfortunate thing that seems to happen around these sort of competitive games. But they've done a really good job through actual hard work and delivering a good product of building a sort of consumer trust. This Joker thing absolutely destroys that, because it's you just setting things up to effectively be, oh, well, if you paid for it, you then can, you have a much better service than the people that haven't paid for a subscription, even though they've still already paid for the game. Now, the other thing that is really obviously going to happen with this Joker card system is most people don't have, like, rando cat jump in their face technical issues, right? Or 3 of them in a certain period. Most people don't have those issues, and some people will inevitably use the Joker card system as a way to save those Jokers, and then there'll be like a really intense race, and in the last moments maybe someone else does something to them and they go, right, well, I'm not going to wreck them in a way that will get me banned, but I can certainly drive way more aggressive and potentially crash myself, but also crash that other driver, but it won't matter to my rating because I'll be able to use the Joker thing. So, because I've got the Jokers available to me, I will just drive really, really dangerously for this one race. The other driver might not have the Jokers, so they might not have that option. Or they might have the Jokers, but they might not decide to use them for that option. So, it just, ultimately, it adds in another completely stupid and pointless dynamic that will inevitably be played by people that are trying to play the game most effectively. When it comes to, like, online racing, esporty stuff, even if we're not talking about organised esports events, but these online systems, skilled players of these games, people that have wasted far too much of their life playing them, like me, but people that are really focused on the ranking stuff, they will be able to and will find ways to exploit or maximise what is possible with the systems that are in place. And they might do that in a sort of Argentinian football team way, where they will really push the boundaries. And England, let's be fair, England love diving everywhere. Can't just let England off. England's a terrible football team for this as well. But, you know, they're people that will exploit these things to their advantage, inevitably, because it's an online competitive system. It's a competitive system. So, yeah, just on so many levels, this Joker card thing is utterly absurd, and they really need to not have it. I think what will probably end up happening from this is some kind of like bizarre compromise thing where they'll go, well, yeah, we didn't really think about it. It was obviously in good faith, despite us putting it behind a paywall, but it was obviously in good faith. So we'll compromise and we're doing one Joker card or something. Like I would say, I think you could do some kind of compromise where you say, okay, maybe everybody gets one Joker per season. Everybody gets it, and that literally would be used for when there's like a, you know, like an absolutely massive technical issue, or, you know, the server collapses, or, you know, something on LMU's makes a fault or mistake, and then some people can use the Joker thing. But even then, I just don't think I don't think you need that, actually. To be honest, LMU should work out a way to reset people's ratings if that happens. If someone wrecks you and they're banned, they should have some kind of rating thing. Or there's just general structural things you can do with rating either way. And ultimately, sure, it might be really frustrating that you lose rating through no fault of your own, but that statistically can happen to anybody, so it's kind of already built into the basic rating system by default. It's just one of those things. So they do not need this Joker card thing. Anyway, the really bizarre thing on this as well, another dimension to this, is the level of conversation about it. I don't know why I do this to myself. I look through Reddit and the bizarre tribalism for LMU and for like iRacing or whatever, and then these sort of tribal battles, rather than people going, right, what does this feature do? Why is it? What are the actual quantitative, positive and negatives? And, you know, an argument for why it's actually not a good feature, or an argument for why it is a good feature. I don't know what argument you'd really make there, but rather than that, it turns into this sort of weird tribal sim war between the cult fanboys of these user bases of the games that are just trying to support their video game team. And I do not understand this. This seems to be something that's quite newer in sim racing in some ways. I do not understand this thing of defending a business. That you've bought a product, you want that product to be better, be critical about it. I'm not saying attack things. I'm not saying be horrible to the developers. Be really appreciative. It's incredible the work that the developers of all these simulators do. It's amazing what any of them have achieved. But there's also huge problems with the different games and things that could be designed better. Most of the problems are due to a lack of time and just the complexity of stuff. But the thing is, as a consumer, you are buying a product. It's in your interest to be critical and not be some weird cultist vapid fanboy. You're not getting closer to the developer. They're not going to marry you. You're not going to get shares in the company. You've just, like, what is going on? I do not understand. It's absolutely mental. I feel like the IQ of sim racing is dropping every year. It's these YouTubers are the problem. These idiot YouTubers and influencers, they ruin everything. Anyway, let's hope that they do something about this Joker thing. Let me know in the comments if you think it's probably one of the stupidest things a developer has ever shot themselves in the foot with. I am really looking forward to the new tracks. I really love the American tracks and the stuff they're putting in there. You can also have a separate argument about the price of the new content. I actually think they do really good jobs on the tracks. And maybe we'll do a separate video on the aspect of content pricing and how that all works, and the subscription thing with LMU and how that all potentially works. But this video is about the Joker system, which is, in my view, absolutely moronic. Thanks for watching this video. I wish I did not have to make content like this. I'd like to just go, oh, that's great, that's great, that's in, that's great, I love that, that's amazing. But I feel like I have to point these things out. I don't have a choice. Thanks for watching. Happy tea drinking. Take care and goodbye.